you've got your message and you know who your audience is and you've perfected your presentation, you've got your content and you're dynamite on stage and you've got your product done, you've got your fee, you're ready to go, no place to go unless you get distribution and get the marketing. Well, one thing I know for sure, CEO Space can definitely help you with the marketing. They've got branding experts. Now, marketing is a multifaceted thing. You've got branding, you've got internet marketing, you've got print marketing, you've got marketing strategy. I mean, it's just, it goes on and on and on and on. You've got telemarketing sales, you've got follow-up sales, you've got scouting, you've got prospecting. It goes on and on and on. And you know something? There's a big difference between speaker energy and marketing energy. Most speakers are not good marketers. Most speakers are really not good business persons. Okay? They're good speakers. They have energy, they have messages to share, but they don't take time necessarily with the paperwork and the detailed stuff because we are more creative. We want to get our message out. But as Shameen shared in my introduction, what I clearly understood through CEO Space is, Norma, even though you think you know how to market and all these things you don't know, you really don't know. So you really need someone who really understands that. Because the level of energy and the amount of detail and the kind of work it takes to really systematically, sequentially, successfully market is a whole different energy than it takes to stand up to talk to somebody and share your message. And you really have to have marketing on your team. Well, at CEO Space, you've got online marketers. CEO Space will market you. They'll put you in to get your testimony before you leave. And they'll put you on screen oftentimes. CEO Space has people who are marketing strategists who will take your business and talk to you about step-by-step how to sequence and move forward. They've got branding specialists. They've got people who they've got instructors who will teach about branding. And they also have people who are just there like you that you'll meet. The other thing about CEO Space that's so phenomenal to me is that the law of attraction works in an accelerated pace at CEO Space. Okay? Now we all know what law of attraction means, right? You attract like attracts like. Well, the one thing that's great is a lot of like-minded people that are there, first of all. When I was there the first time, and as a very creative and therefore spiritual person, you know, I was kind of hesitant to go. You go to these entrepreneurial clubs and you got all these stiff shirts. Now, I mean, mind that I could use a stiff shirt in my business, but nonetheless, they're difficult for me sometimes to deal with because they're a little too stiff for me sometimes. Well, what I found at CEO Space when I left, I remember when I left and I got home, I said, what was that? What happened there? Because you know how, you've been in some place sometimes where it's not till you leave that you realize the kind of energy that was there. And that's how CEO Space was. When I left, it was like, dang, that feeling, that energy was so wonderful. The people were so supportive and so helpful. And I really felt like I belonged. Everybody was there to help me. And it's just a different experience than any other entrepreneur club I've been to. So if you're thinking this is like a run-of-the-mill, in-the-box organization, you're absolutely wrong. It is something that is very unique. And you can make it as unique as you want. On the law of attraction, for example, the gentleman that I told you was my partner, what happened is that in CEO Space, you get a chance to sit at a meal. You get 3 meals a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner included in your price. And at every lunch and dinner, every table has some specialist there. And I remember when I was there the first day, Ernie introduced several people, and they were all business strategists. And one of them I remember because he was a heavy-set guy, because you're about 5 of them, and first day, you know, you're just kind of swarming. But I remember this heavy-set guy, and so one day I'm going to lunch, and the heavy-set guy is at the table by himself. He said, okay, I'll sit by him. I sat right next to him. And I had all my stuff, all my authenticity stuff, my product, and my great-looking marketing materials and all, and I told him I need some help. And he's the one that referred me. He said, well, my buddy over here is looking for a speaker. He works with speakers. He's looking for speakers to work with. And that's what led to the relationship that we have as far as my bureau. Same thing happened when I ran into Pete in July. And then another one, I was at another meal session, and a girl said, you should meet, I think her name was Wendy. And I said, okay, yeah, I'm going to find Wendy among 500, 600 people, right. Well, the next day, I was looking for a place to eat, and there was an empty chair here, and so I took the chair, and I sat down, and next thing I know, Wendy's books were on the chair next to me. I didn't know that, but there she sat down, and we had a chance to create a relationship. So the law of attraction, all you have to do is think about what you need to move forward. It's going to show up. All you got to do is know how to deal with it. And CEO teaches you that as well. So that's the distribution part. So R, who is the real you, and what is your real message? A, who is your audience? Who's your target market? P, what's your presentation? What's your energy when you deliver and with your content? I, what's your income? What's your fee? What are your products? What are they priced at? What is your level of products? Are they all just $10, or are you raising them and doing some other things? There's so many things you can do as a speaker or as a business owner to raise more product and increase the price of your product. D, distribution. What's your marketing? When you sequence those, you're going to have success. Most speakers don't know the sequence. They start marketing before the product's done. Or they start looking for a target market before they even know what their message is. So you have to do things in sequence. That's another thing that I learned. I didn't even realize what the word meant until CEO Space. And not only is the sequencing important for speakers, it's important for anything you do in business. There's a sequence to marketing, which is why you need a strategy, which is why CEO Space can help you. Doesn't matter what your business is, doesn't matter what your goals are, doesn't matter if, some people think that CEO Space is for those that want big business. It's for all of us. Because you never know if your idea is going to end up being small or being huge. Just the right person, that right attraction at the right time, at the right place, being CEO Space, can create who knows what. You don't know, and you won't know unless you go. As Shameen said, I do admit that had I not gone in December '09, I might not be in business right now. Because I was at that point where the Bureau was failing and falling because the industry changed so much. And it wasn't my passion in the first place. And it was showing up in many ways. And I remember it was 2008 that I almost went. But it was like, my mother had just passed, it just wasn't the right time. But in the following year, I was at a point and I said, okay, you got to get out more, Norma. You got to go do something. I found Meetup, and I found CEO Space, and I knew about it because I'd seen them last year, and they were having a meeting. They were talking about licensing. I said, well, I think I'm going to go. And that was in December of 2009. Well, I went, and I had heard about it actually 8 years before then, because Lisa Nichols and I are friends. And she had been to my office and said, you got to go to CEO Space, but it just wasn't the time. But I went there that Wednesday, and I went to the meeting, and Rand Brenner, actually we had the same birthday in December, which was coming up very shortly, so I'll always remember him. And he said, well, come tomorrow and talk to me for free for an hour about licensing. I said, how cool is that? So I said, okay, well, maybe, I got a little money right now. So and I talked to Rand, and I was so impressed with the time he gave me and what I learned. And actually, that Monday, I was at CEO Space. It happened that fast. So if you've got that inkling that you're tired of self-navigating, if you know you're looking for more marketing, looking for more customers, looking for partners, looking for capital, whatever you're looking for, you can find it at CEO Space. I hope to see you there the next time I'm there. The next one's in March coming up. You'll hear about that soon. I thank you so much.